Hello guys, and today we'll be checking out our updated plugin. That's the Magento 2 multiple wishlist plugin. So today we'll be checking how to store items in the multiple wishlist, which can then be bought later by the customers or by the guest users as well. So making use of the multiple wishlist for Magento 2 plugin, the customers can now create unlimited number of wishlists, delete them, move products from one wishlist to another wishlist, share the wishlist using the email, move products from wishlist into the cart to make a checkout, and apart from that, the customers can update the wishlist as required. So right now you can see that I've already logged into my customer account, and here I'm at the manage wishlist section, and here I have around two different wishlists that I've created. One is the decors, clothing, and one I have as the default one. Total three are there. And for each of the wishlists, you can see we have the move all to wishlist, share wishlist, add all to cart, and delete wishlist option is there. So let me show you the delete wish list first. So if I tap here in the delete wish list, the respective decors would be removed from my wish list itself, and I'll be left with only two wish lists. That's the clothing and the default one, as you can see right now. Similarly, if you want, you can add all of the products that are there within your particular wish list into the cart. So for that, you'll have to tap here on the add all to cart. Okay, so I can tap that up and all of the three products will get into the cart there. Otherwise, we can go for each one of them by tapping on the add to cart button as well. So for the example, let me tap here on the add all to cart there, and all of the products would then be into the cart. And you can see that the clothing right now, the wish list is empty right now. As you can see, if you want, you can delete that wishlist as well, or you can keep that up so that in the later times you can add more clothing apparels or there within this particular wish list, or the products that you want to purchase at a later point in time. Now before we proceed further and show you the rest of the workflow there, kindly do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our end. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. So here are the three products from the clothing wish list that I have added into the cart directly. Now I'll just take you to the workflow at the customer's end right now, and this particular plugin works both for the customers or the registered users as well as for the guest customers. Now let's hop on to the electronics section, and let's add a few products into my wish list that I've already created. We'll also be creating one more wish list there. So for example, if you want to add a product into the wish list, so you can do it in two ways. From the category product listing page, you have a heart icon, you'll have to tap that up, or from the product page as well. So let me open the product page as well for the Nikon camera 8x zoom. So here you can tap on the add to wish list option that you can see, or you can tap here in the heart icon. Now tapping both of these will bring up a pop-up. You can see that right now we only have the clothing there wish list. The other one is empty right now. To add a new wish list, you can enter the name of the wish list and tap here on the add wish list. Now the same goes for the product page as well. If I tap here on the add wish list, the same pop-up appears. You can add this to the clothing category or to any other one. So let's create another wish list here. So my electronics, I'll set the name as, and I'll tap here on the add wish list. The wish list has been created in my electronics. Let me check that up, and let's tap here on the save button thereafter. Now this particular Nikon camera would now be added into the electronics category, into the my electronic category. As you can see, my electronics, here we have the product. This is the clothing, that's the empty one, and this is the default wish list that we have within the Magento itself. Now that was how we can add a new wish list, add a product to the wish list. So if you want, you can also interchange the product from one wish list into the another one. So for example, I want to move the bangles, for example, or if I want to move all of these into the clothing category, So what I can do is I can tap here on the move all to wish list. In this pop-up we'll have to check the option that using this we can move all of the products into a particular wish list. So let me tap clothing. So if you want, you can also create another one as well right now here. So for example, if I create test, but I won't be adding it to the test but to clothing, I'll tap on the save button. Now all of these four products that we were looking at in the default wish list would now go to the clothing one, as you can see right now, and the clothing and the default one would be empty right now. So to delete the wish list, I've already shown you. Add all to cart, I've shown you. Now comes the part of sharing a wish list through the email. So if I tap here on the share wish list, we'll be able to share this wish list itself. Now here we need to set up the sharing information, so you can enter the email addresses separated by comma. So for example, if you want to send this wish list to 5 different people having 5 different email addresses, you'll have to separate each of them by comma. Then you can enter the message that you want to enter here, and then you'll have to just tap here on the share wish list to share the wish list to the particular one. So for example, if I go ahead and if I enter the email address where I want to send this one, similarly after that you can place a comma, you can set up the other email address, and you can enter the text, find the wish list for purchasing, and you'll tap here on the share wish list button thereafter, and the wish list would be then shared and the receivers would receive the email for the same. So that's how you can access your manager or access your multiple wish lists very easily under the customer's account, and that's how you can manage your wish list as well. You can delete, you can add them all together into the cart to make a checkout. You can share the wish list, you can share the contents of a particular wish list into another one. You can create multiple wish lists as required there. So that was the customer's end, and now one more thing is you can add the production to the wish list from the cart as well. So if I go to the view and edit cart, you can add the products that are there within your cart into your wish list as well, so that you can purchase them at a later point in time. You can also add the products into the wish list from the product comparison page as well. So from here as well you can add the products to the wish list. So to do that, you'll have to tap here on the move to wish list link for the products, and then choose the product and tap on the save button, and the respective product would be added to that particular category. So for example, if I remove this one, not to the clothing but to electronics, right now I can also create a new one and assign this one from the shopping cart to my wish list. So let's check our wish list once, and I'll also be showing you from the comparison page how we can add the same. Actually it goes like the same for the product comparison page as well. So I had added one to the electronics and one to the clothing, so the same from the what you say as the from the shopping cart itself. Now one more thing is there that we can also update the wish list. For example, I want to set the quantity for this as 2, and I'm sorry for that. So for example, if you want to update the wish list product there, so for example we have this Nikon camera, we have a quantity 3. If you want to make it the adjustments to this particular product, we can, for example, if you want to make the quantity as 4 or 5, as soon as I hold my mouse, you can see this edit option. Just tap on that, and that would redirect us to the respective product. And right now you can see from add to wish list, now it says update wish list. So here we can set our quantity, and then we can tap here in the update wish list option, and that would update the quantity to 9 for my electronics category, and you can see that right now it's 9. The same goes for the blue code that I was trying to show you. So let's make the quantity as 3. So that's how you can easily update your wish list as well. So I'll make the quantity as 4, update wish list, and this will update the wish list product quantity. So here you can see that we have a success message as well for the same, that the blue code has been updated in your wish list, and right now the quantity is 4 for the same. Now let's check the guest users and let's see how it works for the guest users. So for more detailed info, you can check the user guide and the live demo that I've attached within the description of this particular video. So for now, let's sign out of the customer account, and then we'll be checking out the guest user here. So let's go back to the electronics category, and here saying we have the option to add it to the wish list from the category product listing page, on the product page, from the comparison page. So for example, let me open the both of the pages here, the product page and this one. So if I tap here on the add to wish list, I can add it to the wish list. So it's the guest list, for example, add wish list. I've created the guest list. Let's add it to the guest list and save. The item has been added to the wish list, as you can see. So from here we can add it to the wish list, and from the product page as well. For example, here we are. Let's tap here on the same. I'll check this, add to wish list and save. Now you'll be thinking, where exactly would now I find the product that I've added to the wish list? So in the header you can see that we have the option there, view guest wish list. So you'll have to open that up, and that would have the manage wish list option and your wish list. This is the wish list that I just created, and these are the 2 products that I added. So the guest users can just do the same like the registered customers. So they can move the products of one wish list into another wish list, or they can delete the complete wish list as well. So for example, I want to move all of these into another wish list, so I'll tap here on the move all to wish list. I can enter the name of the wish list, move here list, okay, and then I'll just tap here on the save button. Okay, save. Now you'll see that all of these products would be added to another wish list there, and the guest list would be empty. So the guest list is right now empty, and here we have the move here list that I just created. To delete a wish list, you can just tap here on the delete wish list button, tap OK on the prompt, and you will delete that particular wish list. So that's how it works for the guest users as well, and I hope it helped you out in understanding the flow of the same. If you still have any questions, queries, suggestions or requirements, kindly do reach back to us at support@webkul.com, raise a ticket at webkul.uvidesk.com, contact us through https://www.webkul.com/contact. And if you find this particular video helpful, then kindly do give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video, and have a great day ahead.